Well, ladies and gentlemen, I said it. I said it many, many, many times when it comes to Bud Light, man. I said that they are not going to be able to continue operating under their new sales profits, okay? They lost 20 to 30% permanently in their sales after the whole Dylan Mulvaney debacle, right? They permanently lost that money, and it is a lot of money. And I said that heads were going to roll eventually. It was only a matter of time. And now we have an article here from Fox Business News that says Bud Light is laying off hundreds of workers after the Dylan Mulvaney controversy and is losing the top spot to Modelo Especial. So listen, we've said it. We've said it many times, and now the heads are going to roll. This is the time. You have people that, unfortunately for them, that they had nothing to do with it. And it's amazing, right? It's amazing how the people at the top usually keep their position, but in this scenario, they did get rid of the people who were responsible for the Dylan Mulvaney collaboration. But unfortunately, who's the ones that really feel this? It's not the ones up top, right? It's not the people who are multi-millionaires who are going to feel this. It's the average day worker that no longer has the job because some idiot decided to get woke with Dylan Mulvaney and make the most stupid ad in modern history that we've known of. So let's get into this article from Fox Business News where it says, after a controversial partnership with transgender grifter Dylan Mulvaney resulted in months of Bud Light slumping sales, Anheuser-Busch InBev announced that it laid off hundreds of workers. Brendan Whitworth, CEO of Anheuser-Busch, the world's largest brewer, on Wednesday said the company did not make the decision to cut staff lightly, but was prioritizing its future long-term success, the Wall Street Journal reported. And again, their future long-term success is going to have to find a way to operate that company with 30% less profits. Like that's how they have to figure out how to do it, right? And you can cut costs in terms of actual product. You can cut costs everywhere you want, but the biggest cost by far in any company is labor. Like labor is the biggest cost. So it was only a matter of time before people ended up getting fired because of this decision. And now we're seeing it start to happen. And I guarantee you, it's only going to get worse. It's going to go from hundreds to thousands probably. It says, while we never take these decisions lightly, we want to ensure that our organization continues to be set for future long-term success, Anheuser-Busch said. These corporate structure changes will enable our teams to focus on what we do best, brewing great beer for everyone. You had to sneak that in there. You had to sneak the whole everyone comment in there, of course, because before, I'm pretty sure you said most of your customer base was fratty and dying off, so they didn't really matter. Now, all of a sudden, they matter. Now you make beer for everyone. I got it. I see the little tidbits here and there. It says Whitworth clarified the layoffs included corporate and marketing roles. Okay. At U.S. offices in St. Louis, New York, and Los Angeles. It did not impact brewery or warehouse staff, the company said. So yeah, marketing roles that were completely useless, marketing roles that made this collaboration in the first place, that's who ended up losing their job. And rightfully so. Like, why should the people at the warehouse lose their job when it was the idiots in corporate or the idiots in marketing who did this decision in the first place? They're like, the warehouse people are not the ones that did this. The warehouse people are not the ones that wanted to partner with Dylan Mulvaney. And they actually came out and talked against it when even Anheuser-Busch didn't talk against it. They still didn't disavow Dylan Mulvaney publicly. They still have not talked against it, but you've had multiple different warehouses talk against the collaboration and beg their local partners and beg their local customers to buy from them and that they had nothing to do with it. But again, people have decided to move on. Like, everybody in this organization, all the way from the top to the bottom, is feeling the effects of that 30% loss. It is massive. It's massive. It's millions upon millions of dollars. And not only that, your market cap is billions lost. I mean, it's insane. It's insane the amount of money that they have lost, and they continue to lose every day. It says Anheuser-Busch employs roughly 18,000 workers across the United States. Fox Business reached out to Anheuser-Busch for comment, but a response was not immediately received. The cuts come as Bud Light sales fell nearly 30% again compared to 2022, amid boycotts after it partnered with the transgender social media grifter Dylan Mulvaney. Bud Light sent customized cans to Mulvaney, who identifies as a female, to celebrate 365 days of grifting. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people, Whitworth said in April as the protests began impacting the company's bottom line. We are in the business of bringing people together over a beer. Well, sir, unfortunately for you, your employees forgot to realize that. You know, your employees, Alyssa Herner-Scheid, whatever her name is, she completely forgot that, and she thought that your customers were fratty. She thought your customers were old and dying off and needs to be replaced by apparently trans people. Like that's what she thought. So now you have to pay the price. And yeah, you got rid of her a little bit too late, in my opinion. They should have came out and said something against this. The fact that they let it fester and just keep brewing and brewing, no pun intended, that was their fault. And the CEO dropped the ball on that. He could have actually rectified this pretty quickly and pretty easily if he jumped on it. But of course, their diversity, equity, and inclusion didn't allow them to actually say the truth, so they had to double down and stick to their decision no matter how bad it is. And that's incredible to me. Think about something for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Think about the fact that they're more scared to mess up their DEI scores than they are to lose money. They're more scared to go against the grain than they are to lose money. They're willing to lose billions of dollars over actually just saying the truth and fixing things like that. That's how much power DEI has over these organizations. It's insane. Like, just think about that for a second. Then it says in June, Whitworth addressed customers again in a post telling them, "We hear you, but did not apologize for the partnership. We recognize that over the last 2 months, the discussion surrounding our company and Bud Light has moved away from beer, and this has impacted our consumers, our business partners, and our employees. We are a beer company, and beer is for everyone." He continued, "As we move forward, we will focus on what we do best, brewing great beer and earning our place in moments that matter to you." Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. They have lost their top spot. Modelo Especial has destroyed them in every way imaginable. And again, Modelo Especial in the United States is not owned by Anheuser-Busch. There was anti-monopoly laws that came into place that forced Anheuser-Busch to sell Modelo Especial to a completely different company in order to maintain anti-monopoly status. Like, they could not own this company, because if they did, it was getting way too close to a monopoly. So Modelo Especial, the sales in the US, none of it goes to Anheuser-Busch. So a lot of people are saying, oh, look, Modelo Special is still owned by Anheuser-Busch, so they really didn't lose. No, they did. They did, in fact, lose. It is not owned by them in the United States. It's owned by them outside of the United States, but in the United States, it is not, due to those laws. So then the article finished up and says, Bud Light also lost its top spot as the #1 selling beer brand on a dollar basis to Modelo Especial. The sales of Coors Light and Miller Lite also increased by 25.8% and 21.4%, respectively, over the same period. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine being these companies, Coors Light, Miller Lite, imagine being them and just getting a free 25% raise just because another company decided to get woke, right? Like, that's crazy to me. The fact that they are getting so much money. You know what 25% increased sales are for these corporations? Multiple millions of dollars, like multi-million dollars, hundreds of million dollars, literally, like in sales. They get hundreds of millions of dollars more simply because their competition decided to partner with a tranny. Like, it's just crazy to me. But this is where we are when it comes to Anheuser-Busch, and unfortunately for those employees, they did have to lose their job. But I don't feel bad at all for corporate scumbags and also marketing idiots that decided to do this in the first place. I don't feel bad for them in the slightest. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.